And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the day. Hope everyone's been having a great weekend, because the weekend is about to get even better as we are live with the Chaos SC2 Circuit. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me, I'm joined by the one, the only, the beautiful. I haven't casted with him in years. It's AsherBro.
What's up? Hello. Wait. I had something for this, but I forgot to prepare it. Dzień dobry. Let's go.
I appreciate it. Let's go. But welcome everyone to a very special event. It is a Polish offline tournament that is just about to begin, and we have our first series here and now. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of altitude, we have the Polish Protoss player representing. Oh my god, I didn't check, PAPI. What's it? Representing Berserker Esports. I said his name. Representing Berserker Esports, it is PAPI.
And in the top right-hand corner of altitude, representing my fixed, this is the Zerg in the blue, Snoxtar.
Beautiful. But yeah, it's been a while since we've casted one of these offline Polish events. I don't think you casted the last one, Asher. I don't know if you remember. Oh, okay.
It started at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I have limits.
I haven't seen them yet,
but I have limits.
Why are you lying to me? Man, I've seen you laddering at 3 a.m. I've seen you.
Yeah, it's true, but that's not the goal. We're not aiming to do that. It just happens.
Okay. It just
has to be done from some time to time.
It's natural.
It's not up to me.
You're on curve.
Trust me, I don't want it to happen.
I don't want it. It just happens, and you just got to commit. You're there. You just
Yeah, the random Americans that wake up early to play and really don't want to be playing on Australia. Like, you gotta let them know.
True. That actually sounds like fun. If only,
fun, yeah.
If only it wasn't 3 a.m. and your brain it's gone at that point. So,
well, you'd think so, but I think I just operate in that area, so it's just fine. I've played some okay StarCraft at 3 a.m. It's not the best, but I still win games.
You're a degen operator. I understand now.
Pretty much.
Hey. Shaking my head, but yeah, just to remind everyone, this is a offline event happening in the land of Poland. This is actually a offline finals. We've had a couple of these events over the course of 2022, and at the start of the year, or at the end of last year, there was supposed to be an offline finals, but unfortunately, they just, things occurred and they couldn't quite pull it off in the end. They couldn't quite commit, and it had to be pushed back, had to be rescheduled, and we've been able to thankfully find ourselves in a really nice place. We are able to establish and able to actually have this event going, and it's actually at the I believe it's the debut or the opening of a new gaming bar called Chaos. I believe the Chaos Gaming Bar.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But already we're kicking things off, getting into this EVP, and we've got something a little bit unusual coming out from PAPI. He's gone for a 3-gate opener. The timing that he threw down his second gate as well really does hide that he hasn't gone for tech here or anything like that. So it is designed to look like a pretty normal opener, but he is going to have access to a lot of gate units. Considering how many sentries he's making, I'm not really sure what the plan is here, but I'm sure it will be revealed soon.
This is crazy. So a couple of things are happening, right? One, Snoxtar, it looks like he's going for a Bane Bust.
Yeah.
So he's backing up Links back at home. He goes for a Baneling Nest. We have 28 drones and nothing but 28 drones. So we're going all in. Thankfully, I guess PAPI's going to have... No, he's actually expanding. He's not going for an all-in himself. I thought maybe he would be with all these units, but he's going for a third base. He's in danger.
The fact that he has so many sentries leads me to believe he knows exactly what's coming his way. I don't know if Snoxtar has a reputation for doing this kind of thing, but I feel like the opening of PAPI is actually just blind hard countering this. I mean, he's got a Stalker in a wall with a battery. He's got a few sentries to the right-hand side. I think he's just blind countering it. So I guess these guys have history.
It's very possible, very possible. And as you were saying, a lot of this is going to come down to the force fields. Unfortunately, we just hallucinated. We just went for a scout. The Banelings are rolling on in. We only have enough energy for one more force field, and there are just so many Lings.
Yeah, that force field really wasn't it. It looks like the Lings are going to try to focus down the sentry. It looks like they're going to be getting that as well. The third has to be given up, but at the same time, I don't believe this is going to be enough damage for the Zerg here. He does need more, and we do see, yeah, going to be morphing in a few more Banelings. I'm not really sure what the plan is to break here. I think you'd probably need to try to kill a building here, potentially.
Yeah, I think you go for the gateway. I think you need to go for the gateway instead of the Stalker. We'll see if it's going to be enough. We only have 8 Banelings, and shield battery is done. I think we have an overcharge available as well. It looks like we're going to be keeping the Banelings in the back line, and the wall is solid.
Yeah, there's not really any option here. I'm not sure what you do from here. I guess his option is just going to be contain, drone up, and try to prevent a third from being taken for as long as possible. But already we see PAPI throwing down the Twilight Council, the Forge as well, so he will be going into his standard transition here and just delaying that third.
Yeah, exactly. Even pushes out as well. The Banelings were waddling back home, so they're not here to actually work on this army. We do get a kill on the probe, so at least we delay the third base a little bit longer. But as you were saying, PAPI is really far ahead tech-wise. Oh my god, it even goes all the way up to a Templar Archives as well.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be going for a Zealot Archon timing, which does make a lot of sense here.
It really does. Good split, by the way. Oh my PAPI. Just spreading out those units is going to deal with the entire Lingbane army. We even have a couple units left over as well. Ooh. Did delay the third base, but it is on the way. It did only delay it momentarily.
Yeah, and this is going to be a nasty timing. He's going to have this Charge Slot Immortal Archon timing coming up, and considering that the Roach Warrant is so late, it's going to be very hard to deal with. And it looks like the Zerg actually going for a follow-up all-in now, just pumping Lings and Roaches off an extremely low drone count. So I'm just sure at this point that these guys have history, because PAPI is playing in a perfect way to counter what the Zerg is doing here.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, the Polish scene, it's big and it's pretty close-knit as well. I'm sure they face off many times. Good focus firing here. 2 drones do go down at the third base, and every drone does matter, but Snoxtar, he doesn't care. He's not replacing those drones. He's going for more Banelings, more Lings. Actually, he's droning up a little bit, and he's now working on Roach speed, but he still has a massive army.
Yeah, so it looks like he is continuing on to the next step and the next step, but at the same time, this is a very heavily committed push, morphing in some extra Ravagers as well. That's going to help to deal with any shield batteries, and we can see PAPI taking this very seriously, going to be throwing down cannons and batteries at the third.
Yeah, exactly. Are they going to be done in time? Are we going to have an overcharge? The third base is not done yet. The Lings are diving on forward. There's only one Archon. Vials are going to connect. The shield battery does go down.
Yeah, this army for PAPI looks more than big enough as long as a battery gets up, and a battery will get up, and Archon goes down, but the Immortals are the real firepower here. There's just nothing that's going to be able to stop them from churning through all of the Roaches.
Yeah, the Immortals in the backline just shove this army back. As you were saying, the overcharge did kick in. We are saturating the third base as well. PAPI looking so good right now. He has to be careful not to overextend. He doesn't have a lot of reinforcements with this, so he doesn't want to throw anything away. And there we go. He does back off for a moment. He's consolidating his army, waiting for the rest of his reinforcements to rock up.
Yeah, we have even more Immortals. A 4th Immortal is getting produced now. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Warp Prism coming out after this, and I think that would be a really good way to round out this push. Just a few Zealot Warpins on the front line here, and he could definitely get something going, but instead we're going to be seeing Storm getting started up, so it looks like he wants to take the defensive role.
Ooh, very interesting. And to be fair, I don't blame him for not pushing out, because Snoxtar, he's not droning. Like, I think Snoxtar, he wants a fight. That's maybe his best opportunity to come back in this game. He's got a lot more Roaches, a lot more Banelings as well. He is droning every now and then, but again, his worker count is really lackluster.
Yeah, this could be the hardest thing about having a bit of a cheesy or aggressive reputation is eventually a player that might be a little bit stronger in the macro, they can over-defend very heavily and just force it into a bit more of a late game, and there's not really too much you can do about it.
Yeah, exactly. As the game goes on longer, this is just going to get better and better for PAPI. Like, Storm is almost done at this point. As you were saying earlier, we have 4 Immortals. The 4th base did get cancelled earlier. We may see another cancel as well. This is definitely a good thing, and this is a sign to Snoxtar that, okay, my opponent is expanding, my opponent is macroing. Let's just make more units. Okay.
Yeah, it's not often that 9 minutes into a ZVP, you see the Zerg and the Protoss taking their bases at the same time. They're both getting the 4th. I would say at this point, Snoxtar is just very far behind. I mean, considering that his eco is so low, to be on such low tech as well, it's going to be a very difficult position to come back from.
It really is. I mean, he has roach speed, +1 range is about to kick in when making more roaches. It does look like he doesn't plan to try to macro out of this. It looks like he plans on going for one big push, and he's going to have a large army, but God, Storm is already done at this point. Like, it's going to be so difficult to engage with this army specifically.
Yeah, and we have a DT shrine on the way as well. I really like this because there's no spores and there's only one Overseer, and the Overseer will probably come with the army. I would imagine a DT backstab while this fight is happening is just going to make this an incredibly one-sided finish to the game.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know what? He can even try to pull a light VIP and snipe the Overseer.
He probably could, actually. I guess he doesn't really have Stalkers, so I don't know if he can jump on it.
But... Just aim the Archons in. Just target fire and then just pray, okay? That's all you have to do.
Spend all your Storm energy feedbacking the Overseer.
True. There you go. Think outside the box. Snoxtar is rotating around. It's finding a better angle here at the 4th base. Biles will be connecting. Shield battery is going to be going to... Overseer! No!
You need that.
Oh, we need a buff. We're not target firing. The storms are connected. We're getting into the middle line. The Overseer, is it going to go down?
If it does, it'll be by accident.
It goes down. DTs are being morphed in, by the way, but they're across the map, mate. There's so much damage being done, and Snoxtar, he doesn't break through.
Yeah, brilliantly timed counter. The Zealot's going to be cleaning up of that 4th. Looks like mining is being denied at the 3rd as well. Last few DTs going to be coming in. I believe if they are split between all of the bases, this is just going to be the absolute death blow of this game. I don't think there's an Overseer on the map.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the first one died earlier. Again, obviously planned from PAPI. It's one of those things where you want to make it look like you're not intentionally killing it, because if it's too obvious, then it's obvious, right? Then you know that there are DTs. Yeah.
There are rules to this game. It might look like you're just aping, but there we go. GG is called. PAPI with a very solid game, looking to hard counter the style of Snoxtar there.
GG, well played. As you mentioned, very solid play out of PAPI. Snoxtar a little bit too obvious with how he was playing it out, which is crazy, by the way. Like, I should say, the Baneling Nest, the Link Bane all in, the Bane Bust wasn't even scouted. It was not scouted by PAPI, but he was just preparing so well for it anyway, just being very safe early on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it definitely seems like if Snoxtar wants to make something work here, he's going to have to think outside the box a little. And there's that old quote that the cheesiest thing a cheeser can do is play macro. I think if he wanted to go for a very greedy opening here, that might work out well for him.
100%, right? Like, talking about the opener of PAPI, there's a reason why we don't get to see it too often, but he delayed his tech by so long, going for that 3rd gateway, going for his 3rd base, like the Twilight Council, the Robo, that was all heavily delayed. And it's something you can take advantage of, right? It's something you can take advantage of if you do go for a macro game.
Yeah, that's right. So I would love to see something like, I mean, considering we had a Stalker being kept back in the wall, like a 3 hatch before gas or something like that could be cool. Just like a hatch pull hatch.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking of a gasless opener, which has been popping up from time to time. Recently, it's I guess it's his off race nowadays. But Eba was playing Zerg, and he did go gasless recently, a couple of days ago in a tournament. It was really interesting. He went for the 15 hatch into the 15 pool into like a 17 3rd base. Like, it was crazy. Just making sure he doesn't get pylon blocked in and being really greedy behind it. Yeah,
I mean, there's some small windows you can go for there, and if the Protoss doesn't catch onto it very early and start chronoing at depths across the map, it can be a little bit difficult to punish.
Oh yeah, it really can. So we'll see what the plan is here for our Zerg player. We'll see what the plan is from our Protoss as well, as we're getting into game number 2. Going to be taking place on Gressvan.
Yeah, okay, so Gressvan, bit of a bigger map. So it's a map also, if I'm thinking about cheesy Zergs, I've been seeing a lot of proxy hatch here.
Oh, yeah. And we'll see if that's what we get. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressvan, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Berserker Esports. It is PAPI.
And in the bottom right hand of Gressvan for my fix, this is Snoxtar.
And And you're not wrong, mate. There are definitely a lot of Zerg players out there. Dark comes to mind, Ragnarok as well, and I'm sure there are many others that love to mix in proxy hatches on maps like Gressvan, Ancient Cistern, Royal Blood as well. The maps that don't have a ramp coming into the natural base, especially this one, just because the ramp is the entrance to the natural is so large. Proxy hatches, or 12 pool proxy hatches are, yeah, they're pretty powerful. Pretty powerful.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few different variations. I think the Spine Rush version can be quite good as well, but Snoxtar is going to be opening up here with a hatch first. We'll have to wait and see if there's going to be anything cheeky coming out from it, but no, just a hatch gas pool, so not going too wild with it just yet. I mean, I think the first game he opened hatch gas pool as well.
Yeah, it was a standard opener from our Zerg player in the last game as well. If you remember, he cut workers at 28 and then just went for a mass ling and that Bailey nest. I can't imagine that he's going to do the same thing again, and to give him credit, I'd like to think that he has other kind of cheeses up his sleeve and other aggressive styles. And I also want to believe that he can play macro. I want to believe PAPI. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, considering his, there was some complexity as well to his transition coming out from there, so I'm sure he can, play a few different styles here.
Yeah, I'd like to think so as well. For now, everything is looking pretty normal. Everything is looking pretty standard. Hatch gas pool. We have the gate expand as well from PAPI. And as a reminder, this is, if I'm not mistaken, a best of 3. Just double checking. Yes, it's all best of 3s. The upper bracket and the lower bracket finals are best of 5s, and the grand finals, oh, that's the best of 7.
Nice. Yeah, we got a proper tournament on our hands, but here we go. Snoxtar is going to be opening up with those first couple of lings. Looks like, once again, PAPI not necessarily looking to get too aggressive. I don't think that first adept is going to be chronoed out or anything like that. He just wants to make sure that he gets an eye on what's going on here, sees if a third's being taken.
Yeah, exactly. He's just being cool, calm, and collected to delay the third base a little bit. It is now being taken. The Adept should be confirming that as well, making sure that he's not being 2-base all-in. And against Snoxtar, I'm sure that is definitely on his mind. And we see PAPI is going for a Stargate opener this time. So he himself is mixing things up. He is opening up standard here on Gressvan.
Yeah, I like it, especially on the larger map. And with all the angles available for oracles to dip in, I do think this is a very good map for it. Especially as well when your opponent's taking the triangle base, oracles can be very strong.
Oh, is that a mental win for PAPI already? Is that...
Yeah, that's brutal. That should not happen. Even runs into the arms of the lings and says,
yeah.
I am with you, brothers, and they all hug him, and then he just leaves. So
yeah,
everyone's hurting a little bit here.
Feels bad, man. They always leave me, PAPI. They leave. The first tumor going down, I mean, it may not seem too significant, but it does do quite a lot here in the early games. So a bit of a frustrating start for Snoxtar. First Oracle is out. It is spotted here by the Lings, by the Overlord as well. Interestingly enough, because the first Oracle does move out, it means that the third base is going to be delayed a little bit longer here, as PAPI is more concerned with doing damage than being safe.
Yeah, that's right. He is going to be dropping in with this, but we have a sport already prepared for it, so very safe coming out from Snoxtar. But meanwhile, PAPI as well, being incredibly safe and defensive here, going to be going for those the battery at the main that will be, at the natural ramp, that will be delaying his third. The third will be even more delayed by that probe getting snapped as well. So nice moves by Snoxtar, and I'm really happy to see that he's droning quite heavily behind this. I think this is a great reaction to how PAPI is playing.
Yeah, definitely. With this, he should be getting fully saturated on 3 bases. This Roach Warren is really early. I'm really curious what the plan is with this. Typically, you want to delay your Roach Warren until around the 5-minute mark if you're up against an Oracle opener, just because there's not really much purpose of these Roaches early on. But we'll see. We'll see what the plan is from Snoxtar, as he is going for his lair as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things here that could be going on. He could just be a little bit concerned about maybe Oracle into Glaive sort of build. He has seen a couple of Adepts, and he only saw the one Oracle so far, I think. But he could also be going for something a bit cheeky of his own, possibly just going for a Speedling Ravager.
Oh, yeah, it's very possible. Meanwhile, the Oracles, they dive into the natural base. They get eyes on the Roach Warren. They get eyes on the Evo Chamber as well. Upon seeing this Roach Warren already completed, he's aware that it is a little bit earlier than normal. And PAPI, as a result, is going to be reacting by pumping out Immortals pretty early on.
Yeah, okay. So Immortals charge on the way. PAPI is playing this very, very defensively, just showing a lot of respect to the potential all-ins that could be coming out from Snoxtar. And Snoxtar not really flinching yet, just continuing to make drones, getting his upgrades. And I think this is a really good reaction, just kind of showing that, you know, there are more facets to his play, and PAPI can't just hold everything and expect to have an easy game from there.
Oh, exactly. And we can see Snoxtar even taking up even further, going for a Hydra Den as well, sir. Roach Hydra on the horizon, potentially into Lunkers as well. So Snoxtar changing gears entirely, going for that macro game. Likewise, PAPI going for, this is almost very creator or Showtime-esque, very defensive play, going for a Templar Archive. So it's going to be Immortal, Charge Lots, and Archons as well. A very, very dense army in a way.
Yeah, Charge Lot Immortal Archon against Roach Hydra. Feels like we're just watching a game from like 2015 or something. This is a very old school way of playing, and it is just a very kind of solid, straightforward way to play for both players.
Yeah, it really is. With this Overseer, it looks like the Immortals are being scattered. We have a Changeling pretending to be one with the boys here at the third base as well. So a good scout by Snoxtar. He's aware of what's going on. And I wonder what his reaction would be. Upon seeing this Immortal heavy composition or this ground heavy composition, he could be tempted to try to tech up into Lurker play already and tech up into a Hive. I'm curious, as for now, we don't see an infestation, but for now, we are just making Hydras.
I want to see how that Zealot's going. Is he still there?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still there.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, boys, we're gonna kill those Zergs. I hate them. I hate them. Yeah, the guys are going, oh, the politics of the Zerg Protoss, it's quite complicated, you know. Yeah, that's what I meant. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah. Exactly, fuck him, but not, you know, in a good way.
Oh, okay. That's very kind.
That's what I would be saying if I was a changeling.
Okay.
Oh
hey
my
guys,
god.
We're gonna fuck.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
We're looking for a good time, right, guys?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, oh, he knew. How did they know? How did they figure it out?
He's like, yeah, football.
It's like, we don't say football here. What's going?
It's just like, what? We don't have mouths.
Not true. Do you think he was like trying to speak to them, but they're all like talking telepathically, and he's just not getting it?
It's just like, hey. What?
Everyone just looks at him. Oh god. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Well, the changing does get caught out. What's important is that the Hydras were spotted by the Oracle, so we're fully aware of what's going on. And there's that Lurker Den a little bit later than I would have liked, but on the way nonetheless. We can't get into those Lurkers. Hive is also on the way for Snoxtar.
Yeah, we've got Lurkers, we've got Hive as well. I'm surprised to not see Storm just yet from PAPI. I think that can be a very good tech pass to be going down. Unless he already has it. Oh, he must already have it. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Storm's going to be very effective against Mass Hydra, so I don't think we're going to be seeing an opportunity for Snoxtar to push, but takes out all the Oracles, so that's really nice. That does put PAPI in the dark.
Yeah, he is in the dark. Losing all those Oracles is pretty massive as well, just because he won't have as many stasis traps, as much vision on this army, and detection as well. We do have one observer with the main army, but now we don't have any revelations as the Lurkers are pushing in.
Yeah, PAPI's going to get dragged out of position here. These cannons should be able to get sniped down. It's very important that they are. We have these Overseers setting up here as well, and these Lurkers in such a fantastic position. If they can snipe down those High Templars, this could be game-ending.
The observer got sniped. There is no detection. We have an observer on the way being chronoed out of the natural base, but the base is being broken. Without detection, we can't really do anything. At the same time, we have Zealots at the third base. We have Zealots in the main as well. Snoxtar is losing units back at home, but he's breaking the third.
Beautiful timing. PAPI does come forward a little bit with his units and will be losing a lot of them, but this now pushes huge pressure on Snoxtar to get some damage done, and it's really important that he doesn't lose these Lurkers now.
Yeah, it really is. Detection is now available here for PAPI. He's trying to come in for a bit of a surround as well. There's not much to protect and support these Lurkers. Another Immortal is falling. The choke point here working against PAPI.
Yeah, they are going to be going down, but there's nothing here to protect the lurkers. So if we can get a big surround, and that's exactly what we're getting. Immortal's getting on top of the lurkers. Every single one of them is going to be going down, but Snoxtar comes out of this with a very healthy supply lead up on bases as well. So if he can stabilize here, he'll be in a fantastic position.
Yeah, even though Snoxtar, he may have lost a bunch of drones. I think he lost almost a mineral line. He's still in a better economic position than his opponent. The Hive did survive as well. We have the lurker upgrades on the way. We don't have any more lurkers right now, but he still has a pretty large army.
Yeah, army coming on in is going to be taking massive storms. It's okay to walk through one or two of those, but can't take too many more. PAPI is going to tap out, and Snoxtar tying things up.
GG, well played. Did you see his move? But did you see his maneuver when he pushed up the ramp into the third base? He sniped the observer.
He borrowed the lurkers, the talent. Unbelievable.
He borrowed the lurkers, sniped the observer. GG.
GG, very well played there. And I do think that he did a really fantastic job of taking advantage of PAPI's over defensive player.
Yeah, 100%, right? We were talking about how if his opponent is being a little bit too safe back at home, if they're not being active, and we saw that PAPI wasn't too active at all on the map until the very end of the game. Snoxtar, he was able to not just drone up, but also take up very heavily into lurkers, into Hive, uncontested.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just a really solid game, and now that makes this next game very interesting because PAPI, he's going to have to toe the line between defensive and being prepared for these nasty all-ins and, you know, not dying to the same kind of game that we had just there. So I think we are going to be seeing slightly more opportunity for Snoxtar to get something done if he does choose this game.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be so difficult for PAPI to kind of get a read on the situation. He's going to have to rely a lot more on scouting, on his oracle control, on his adepts, on trying to figure out what exactly is going on. He can't really go off of assumptions not anymore here in game 3.
Yeah, I would like to see him maybe going back to that sentry opener as well, because at least then with the hallucination, you can see if that droning is happening. I guess you could see that with the oracle as well, but yeah, we'll just have to see how he adjusts.
Definitely, and here he is spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon. We have the Polish Protoss player. He is red, representing Berserker Esports. It is PAPI.
Oh my god. Why did I hear that?
What? Hear what? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
And in the top left-hand corner of the map for my fix, this is Snoxtar. So loud.
It's quite loud. I think we can lower it. Can you lower it, Corey? Also, can the chat hear it as well? Because what I will say is that on Discord,
the chat can hear it, but the volume is set on your side. It's on user side, so you have to set it for yourself.
Okay. Can you make it so the chat doesn't hear the Discord one and only hears your OBS one? Because the Discord one, the quality is a little bit lower. It's like you can tell it's not.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
No, it just comes through your.
Because it's either they will hear it or they won't hear you. You can pick.
Oh, okay. They don't need to hear us. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Hi. But we're getting into our next game. Shout out to the new Discord soundboard. That's a new feature of Discord, so we can play sounds, play noises.
I did notice that you guys added the fanfare.
Yeah, let's go. I don't think we have anything else right now, but there's potential.
You just need to record your own ones.
Yeah.
Get a good gar in there.
We need like a. Oh.
We should have PAPI.
PAPI. I need Yaku. I need Yaku to record the.
True.
He can do it like no other. It's beautiful.
I'll be able to build a light if we just get 8 quotes.
Yeah.
I can just cast with you on my channel.
What quotes?
We got the Ga, we got the PAPI. We've got the unnatural natural.
Yeah.
We just can have any sexual comment. I don't know what it's gonna be.
You're gonna need like a randomize on that one.
Yeah,
Something
probably.
like that. You need
We'll
that.
just
He's
have,
not
like,
looking, Papi. He's not looking.
oh.
Oh.
And then yeah, he's not looking.
Suck, Papi, suck.
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
And then we just have and the last Zerg has been eliminated. Oh,
Oh,
no more Zergs in this tournament.
there's no more Zergs, no more. I don't even say that too often. You just happen to be there for like ESL Asia. It's ESL Asia that usually happens.
Like, Dark didn't win this time. Yeah.
He's the only one, Papi. He's the only one. Who else? Who else is there?
There is no one.
There's no one else. Smooch.
Need to bring Rex back to Korea.
True. True. We need Rex. No, we need. If only Impact decided to give up on his career of like being just.
No, we don't want that.
Being like
he's doing important things.
He is. We could enjoy him in other ways. Oh. You can enjoy him now as well.
Yeah, the two Adepts going to be getting seriously aggressive here.
Oh my god, they shade into the main base. 1, 2 drones already going to be going down. We get a third drone as well. Already worth it here for PAPI, achieving so much. He gets a fourth.
Yeah, 4 drones considering the commitment already to Lings. There's quite a few Lings coming in. Oh, and there is... The Queens have been dragged out of position at the natural, so 4 more drones going to be going down to this Oracle.
Yeah. The Spore was not thrown down. As you were saying, the Queens were not in position either. So much damage done already, and we're not done, by the way. We have another Oracle on the way. Snoxtar so far is redroning. He once again is throwing down a very early Roach Horn. This time it is hidden in the main base, though.
Yeah, this feels more aggressive. It is possible the Oracle can end up scouting this, but I do feel like the Oracle is going to be looking more to get damage at the natural. But yeah, we can kind of see as well just how delicate sometimes this CVP early game can be. Your positioning with the Queens has to be so good.
It really does, and if your Queen's not in position, you need Spores to help make up for that as well, and we had neither, so quickly looking at the units lost tab here, yeah, 8 drones went down in total. You can see that reflected in the overall units lost tab, and we can see that Snoxtar is making use of this Roach Horn. 8 roaches already in production, or 60.
Yeah, looks like we're just going to be staying on 36 drones here. So anytime you're between this 35 and 40 drone count, you do have these kind of Speedling Roach all-ins available to you. So firstly, the Roach is going to be walking across the map and just Speedlings being rallied in behind this. So this can be pretty scary to hold on to. I feel like the right move here is probably going to be to give up the third, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully this is spotted ahead of time. The revelation on the Queen did see the roaches moving out, so we can see PAPI is getting ready back at home. It looks like he wants to hold on to the third base. We have a shield battery at the natural as well as the third, but as you're saying, it can be difficult here to hold on to this low ground. What's interesting is that Snoxtar actually hasn't scouted the third. he doesn't know where it is, PAPI. If you look at his vision, he doesn't know, so he's just assuming it's here at the triangular third base location.
Yeah, so going for the wrong third, definitely going to slow this down a little bit here. But meanwhile, we do have the first Immortal coming out. These stasis traps are going to be huge, and all of those Lings getting trapped right away, forming their own little force field as well. So Snoxtar is not off to a good start.
Not at all. Dark Shriners on the way. That's a really good way. Just completely shut this down. One invisible man is all it takes. There is no detection. There is no lair either, but that stasis trap is about to run out.
Yeah, Stasis Trap does run out. Ling's getting on top of the units here. We do have that shield battery overcharge. He waited into the last moment to pull the trigger on that one, and what a beautiful force field we have from all of these Stasis Lings.
That was insane. The Stasis Trap finished just in time, and all the Lings did get caught out. The Ravagers are going down. They are exposed as well. The Lings are about to break out, and that will help here. Snoxtar, but he may have just lost too much.
Yeah, the units of PAPI actually getting a little bit trapped there by the Lings in the force fields. Looks like the batteries are just about out of energy, though. We have just the one at the back here, and the Oracle's not really able to help out with that one Queen is still remaining. It is going to get pretty close here, but the DT is arriving right on time.
Yeah, and again, there is zero detection available. The DTs will clean everything up. Before that happens, we can maybe kill the third base, but that's going to be a big maybe because every single Ravager is focused down by the DTs.
Yeah, the DT is just going to be churning through everything here. PAPI has held a very nice hold coming out from him, especially with those stasis traps getting very big hits on the Lings.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the stasis traps, he may have died. He may not have held onto his third base. So that really did make the defense for him, and he holds on to that Nexus. He's going to be able to redrone. Oh my god, he was even set up in his natural just in case. A little bit overkill, didn't need it, but he was ready for it nonetheless.
Yeah, I suppose those oracles, they couldn't really join the fight anyway with the queen on the ground there, so might as well throw down a few extra stasis traps to be extra sure, and he is now just miles ahead in this game.
He really is. Immortal production continuing. We have Archons. We have Charge on the way as well. We can see Snoxtar is trying to transition. He's got a lair and he's droning up his third base. But as you mentioned, he doesn't have Roach speed. He doesn't have a Baneling Nest. He doesn't have any upgrades. Like, he just doesn't really have anything going forward here into this game.
Yeah, I really respect the patience of PAPI as well. We saw this in the first game too. Despite having such a large lead, he didn't feel any rush to go across the map and counterattack. He's very confident that as long as he has a lead, he'll be able to maintain that lead.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that, his army's just getting larger and larger. The gateway explosion is about to kick in. If he wanted to, he could even try to harass with some DTs, but I mean, he's already forcing out all these spores and all these units out as well. As he's actually rotating his way over towards that fourth base.
Yeah, I like the way that he's setting up here. He's going to have rotation over to the left here, as we do have an Oracle getting caught out, and he's going to have the Prism sending a few Zealots in, firstly to that third, and then warping in the main. So this is going to be a tough attack to hold.
Yeah, we have Zealots at the third base, Prism into the main. We have the main army at the fourth as well. Damage is going to be done. It looks like these Zealots are going to get cleaned up, but oh god, we're not going to be able to cancel the fourth. It's going to get a kill.
Yeah, fourth does get killed. Everything going to be responding here to those 4 Zealots in the main. This is the one chance for Snoxtar is catching this army out, but the recall is swift.
Yeah, recall does finish. Meanwhile, we get a massive warp into the main base. 10 drones going down. The queens are going to be going down as well. And I love this. PAPI, he lifts up and he drops a couple more Zealots here in towards the third.
Yeah, the Zealot's going to be ferried on over. Quick reactive split coming out from the Zerg here, but we're only on 3 bases here. We're losing drone after drone. We are barely holding on at all, and meanwhile behind this, PAPI just getting that fourth up and running, getting that extra forge for those upgrades is just in a very comfortable spot.
Yeah, he really is. Again, earlier he was able to preserve and keep all these units alive. The Archons, the Immortals as well. We still have a pretty large army, to be fair, for Snoxtar. He can try and surround, he can try and get some biles off on this army.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Snoxtar is going to be coming in. The biles going down. Actually wasting quite a few of those, meaning those force fields are going to be much more effective than they otherwise would be.
Yeah, exactly. Bile's going to be zoning the army away, but we have so many Ravagers. Snoxtar, he is all in, but again, he has a very large force to work with right now. Biles, they are connecting. They do force the overcharge, but the overcharge is soon about to run out.
Yeah, we have a misrallied Immortal. That's going to be going down at this. Archon looks like it's about to go down as well, and there it does go. The Biles are making this a little bit more complicated than it otherwise would be. I think we really need to be seeing some Zealots coming in from the back, and there we go. They are getting on top of some of these units here.
Yeah, they are, but every single Archon has fallen. The Ravager army is still standing strong. We're pushing on through. Snoxtar, can he pull this off? He's getting on top of the Immortals.
Yeah, Zealots getting on top of the Immortals. That can be very dangerous. We have a few more Zealots being warped in, but those Lings, getting on top of the Immortals was huge, and one of them going down. Probes have to be pulled, but we are going to be cleaning up the last of this. Massive biles on the Immortals.
Oh my god, both Immortals take every bile to the face. Ooh. Is it going to be enough? With the death of those Immortals, that may just be it. We have reinforcements trickling on in. Does Snoxtar have enough?
The Zealots are cleaning up, and we have one more Immortal coming in. Those Immortals getting taken out is going to make this close, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make up for all the damage. You can see Snoxtar already really running out of steam here. Just doesn't have the lava to back this up.
He really does not. The entire time there was a fourth base up and running. We did lose a couple of probes, but again, PAPI, he could afford to lose workers. He could afford to pull those boys. And now he's getting ready for the second wave, this time rebuilding those Archons. He's rebuilding those shield batteries as well.
Yeah, the second wave really just is not that scary. We don't have enough. We have not got enough lava to warp in the kind of amount of Lings that we're going to be needing to break anything here. And PAPI looking pretty comfortable to close this one out.
Oh yeah, exactly. The longer this goes on, the better it is for PAPI. Again, Snoxtar was very all in. He had a really large Ravager army. Now with the second wave, there's only 2 Ravagers. Only 2 Ravagers with the army. Only 2 Biles. That's not going to be enough. Roaches are pushing on forward. We could maybe get 1 Archon, but GG gets called, and PAPI takes the series 2-1.
GG. PAPI takes it down, but Snoxtar made him work for it, and that second game was really nice from him as well.
Oh yeah, GG, well played. That was a very close ace match.
Yeah.
It was a very tight defense towards the end there as well, forcing the all in. But PAPI did stand strong, and yeah, he's going to be advancing on into the upper semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be a little bit disappointed if PAPI didn't make it a little bit further along in a CranKy Ducklings cast. It would get a bit confusing because we'd be talking about him all the time, and people would be like, "Didn't he get knocked out?"
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have to watch my language now. Like I can't. Even then I had to stop myself.
Uh-huh.
It feels wrong. It feels like I'm being pent up. Uh, oh god! But regardless, congratulations to PAPI for taking the series in the end. He advances on to face the winner of Geralt versus Spirit, which I believe is currently underway. For those wondering, every single quarterfinals match, they all started at the same time, and we actually have some other updates in the upper quarterfinals matches.
Okay. I don't have the bracket open, so you can tell me what's happening.
Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We had a ZVZ, we had a bunch of mirror matchups. We had a ZVZ and a PvP. A Laser has 2-0'd Trifax, Cristiano 2-0'd Rail, and a Laser and Cristiano are looking to face off in the upper bracket semifinals.
Lovely. And yeah, beyond that, we do have Geralt and Spirit still going on. So at least for me, I feel like a Laser and Spirit big favorites to win this tournament. But Geralt could absolutely upset Spirit. So got to keep our eyes on that matchup there.
100%, 100%. Geralt and Spirit is going to be a pretty close one. That's the thing, right? Like, even though Spirit and Alazer are the favorites in this tournament, there are some pretty powerful Protoss players like Cristiano and Geralt especially. Maybe PAPI as well. Maybe he's a bit of a dark horse. But Geralt and Cristiano, they can cause upsets. They have taken maps and even series off of these players before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can never underestimate Cristiano. We've seen him time and time again upsetting some of the best players in the OSC circuit. So he's always one to keep an eye out on.
100%, 100%. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe Kuro can give us an update. Give us confirmation. But I believe all the quarterfinals matches started at the beginning. Are all of these semifinals matches are they going to happen at the same time, or are they all going to be casted on the main stream?
I'm gonna be real with you, stream. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Let's go. So yeah, we'll play it by ear. We may just follow the mainstream as well, just so like we don't have to worry too much, and then we can just all go in together. Yeah,
that sounds good to me. There will be some very interesting lower bracket games as well. I feel like Trifax vs Rail is something that I've seen a lot. It just looks right.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, definitely. Trifax versus Rail. Trifax, he has been practicing quite a lot. He has been improving a lot as a player. So I do think that's gonna be a really good series. It's a bit of a shame, but for the most part, I think we are gonna be focusing on the upper bracket matches. But best of luck to the players in the lower bracket. Best of luck.
Yeah, we'll focus on the Protosses. I'm at the upper bracket.
What do you mean? There's a Terran out there. What are you talking about?
Hey, the results haven't come through yet.
Oh, true. Yeah, Spirit. He's gonna get knocked out early on as well, right?
Yeah, for the narrative. It's worth it. You got to take a few knocks here and there when you're a Terran.
Shaking my head. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the number 2 Terran in Europe does end up getting knocked out early on. As for now, we're just gonna be taking a moment here to allow one of these matches to open up. So actually, we can, Kuro, if you're okay with it, we can actually go for a bit of a break. And when we return, we'll have either Geralt versus Spirit, or we'll have our upper semifinals.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. See you soon.
Restauracja ma taki sklep jak w Polsce, jest oblegana, bo oni tylko to stoły w sklepach mają. No, to jest bieda. Dokładnie.
Nie, samo to w ogóle dramat. My w Polsce mamy całkiem dobry, trzeba przyznać.
Indie StarCraft, jak coś to jak piekarz, jak masz pytanie, zapraszam. Ale w sensie Aqua ZG jest piekarzem?
Z jak coś, to jak piekarz.
A,
Właśnie nie wiem, czy Aquas jest piekarzem, czy w
Właśnie.
sensie, że ty jesteś jak piekarz.
Aqua, jeśli jesteś piekarzem, to jakiś dobry przepis na tą, jak się nazywa?